Much to my surprise, the Samsung NX1 is one of the most by-the-book normal cameras ever made. It is a little big and heavy for being a mirrorless camera, but to compare the NX1 to other mirrorless cameras may actually be a mistake. The design of the NX1 looks as if Samsung paid about zero attention to what other mirrorless camera companies are doing. It looks almost exactly like a DSLR, and in fact is larger and heavier than most entry-level DSLRs. Samsung didn't make the NX1 mirrorless to save space. They made it mirrorless because that is the current state of technology. Let me be honest, the Samsung NX1 is not a camera I wanted to like. With so many mirrorless cameras already out there, having another one to choose from just seems kind of crazy. The camera itself feels very solid and well made, with controls that are laid out intelligently. The menu system is also set up well. It is clean, easy to read, and simple to use. Samsung's experience with user interface design has paid off here. Their experience building semiconductors has also come into play, as their unique 28-megapixel APS-C sensor scores on par with the best sensors of that format out there. In the image quality department, the NX1 won't leave you wanting. Forgoing the mirror allows the NX1 to shoot at 15 frames per second in full resolution. The type of photographer who wants 15 frames per second also needs really good autofocus, and this is where the NX1 simply can't keep up with DSLRs. Even with a slow-moving subject, it took several seconds for the camera to lock on and fire, causing me to miss the moment. And that wasn't the only time the AF failed me. It's a shame, though, that these autofocus issues exist because they mar an otherwise excellent shooting experience. When it works, which to be clear is most of the time, the autofocus is lightning fast and silent, shutter lag is imperceptible, the images look amazing on that OLED screen, and the large high-resolution viewfinder is a dream to use. I tested the 16 to 50mm f2 to 2.8 kit lens. Now I'm putting kit in quotation marks because while this is indeed the lens that comes in the NX1 kit, it is not like any other kit lens. For starters, it has a maximum aperture that is about 2 stops faster than most other kit lenses. This does mean that it is pretty big though, and again, made it feel more like shooting an SLR than a mirrorless camera. Having that type of light gathering capability and depth of field control is fantastic in a kit lens, but it will cost you a premium. Wide open, it's not exactly what I'd call sharp. It suffers from chromatic aberration and distortion at the wide end. Even so, that's not really any different from many other kit lenses that are wide open at only f3.5. Therefore, Samsung's 16 to 50 is one heck of a kit lens, if you can afford it. Overall, Samsung has created a camera that is packed with technology, yet still offers a clean, friendly user experience. Whereas other cameras have often suffered in the wake of feature creep, Samsung has found a way to build a machine that will appeal to technophiles even as it remains approachable to newbies. Perhaps my biggest fear going into this review was that I assumed Samsung would have emphasized tech over photography. They actually call the camera a smart camera. My preconceptions were completely wrong, as I found the NX1 to be a camera first, computer second. Despite my initial misgivings, by the end of my time with this camera, I was sad to let it go. Casual photographers may be turned off by the size and weight, and action shooters will look elsewhere for better AF performance. But there aren't many other kinks that need to be worked out. I could draw attention to how this is Samsung's first attempt at a real camera, but that kind of qualifier is completely unnecessary. Nothing about the NX1 feels like a first-generation product. The image quality, the build quality, the user interface, the technology, everything adds up to make a camera that is quite simply astonishing.
And that's enough.